unconsciously. Do it.
I'm doing it right now because we're live.
No, but it was a couple times. Like you just
Dave,
did, like, a couple times.
Dave was just telling me that the audio for this week's podcast is going to be subpar because we're still learning our P4s, our new mixers, and apparently he's just warning you. What is there, feedback?
No, I just hit the mic stand.
Oh, okay.
And it made a big rumbling noise.
I want to check my echo cancellation while we only have 5 people watching. So
only? How dare you? That's 5 special people.
I love those 5 special people.
5 very special people.
My echo cancellation is
now
turned
there's
off.
400 people, so apologize to the 5 right now.
Sorry, guys. Hi, everybody. Has anybody left any comments yet, David?
I don't think so. I'm still trying to figure out StreamYard. I'm trying to figure out this whole thing here.
You're still trying to figure out StreamYard?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we have a special guest, Mandie Malinoski, who's not here yet. So I heard she's coming. She said 8:00, right? That was my last message from her. And I said, yeah.
Well, she's on a different time zone, so let's give her that. She might be totally oblivious to the time zone change.
It's funny that Chris is the person saying that he's special, all right, because he's on a different time zone and for some reason thought that 8:00 our time was like 10:00 his time. It was weird.
We're all special. That's right. We're all special.
Yes, we are. So while we're waiting for Mandie, let's play our thing. Hey, guess what? I see somebody coming in. There she is.
Oh, hello, Mandie Malinoski. Can't hear you. Are you there?
Did he just freeze up or did I freeze up? It's probably my internet. Mandie, say a few words so we know your audio is good.
Having trouble hearing.
Oh, that stinks.
The music is much better than It's a Small World on the intro, just for you.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like the intro music better. I'm gonna message Mandie where to check.
Yeah, go to your audio and make sure that the your
microphone
ATR 2100 is on. Okay, kiddos, we got Scott. Hey, what's up, Scott? Jeff. What's up, Jeff? Scott, we're going to talk about the House of Blues tonight, which is a very surprising hidden gem, if you will.
You can hear now?
Yeah, but can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So I apologize for being late. I had to set my microphone up on my own, and I didn't know how to do it.
That's okay.
Oh.
You could have called Dave. He would have helped you, except he was fighting with his own microphone. So,
yeah, everybody thinks this is so easy, you know.
It's not.
No. there's some technical stuff going on that sometimes gets a little confusing.
Yeah.
So the kids are back in school, Mandie?
They've been back in school since the 2nd. I think that was Monday the 2nd. Yeah, they've been back in school since then. They're really enjoying it. They just love it out here. So I got really lucky with the move and everything. They're really, really happy. So that's awesome.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Even Avery is in school. So.
I'm so excited for her.
I know. I get 3 whole hours a day to myself to make ears and book vacations.
And you have a big ear live stream coming up on September 2nd?
Yeah, I do. I'm going to, for the very first time, I'm going to sell my ears live through Everything Disney and Disney Inspired, the group I do my selling in. And I'm excited.
Very cool.
That's exciting. Mandie makes some beautiful ears, including the naughty band that I'm wearing tonight.
And I'm wearing.
Why aren't you wearing a naughty band, Dave? You don't fit in.
Dave, I'm going to have to make you a naughty band hat.
Okay. I could start a new trend. Who knows? Right?
So tonight we decided we were going to talk about some places that are lesser talked about. Everybody calls it hidden gems, but so I wanted to call it something, just places that people just don't talk about. Everybody talks about Homecoming and
Enzo's Hideaway.
Nobody talks about Enzo's Hideaway. Raglan Road, like Dave has behind him. Everybody talks about the same restaurants, the Boathouse. Right, exactly. What? Yes, Raglan Road, Dave. We know you love Raglan Road. But there are some places that nobody talks about, and they're really good restaurants. So we wanted to bring them out into the open tonight. So what was that? Was that a shout out to Uli? Somebody?
Yep. Dan Austin got some. Yep.
Oh, he got his Tumblr, his Give Kids the World Tumblr. Awesome. And Uli does make some awesome shirts too. So what did you want to talk about first, Mandie? You had
whichever one you want. I'm ready to talk about all of them. But we can start wherever you want. I mean, I just recently went to Wolfgang Puck's and it was insane. Yeah.
Okay.
It's really good.
Is this Wolfgang?
Yep, that's Wolfgang. There's the steak right there. It was so good. And we had a side of asparagus. It came pre-cut, cooked medium rare and perfect. The asparagus was like just the way I like it, with the fried garlic on top, the Parmesan cheese. Everything was good. My mother-in-law got the schnitzel, and that is the signature dish.
That's the schnitzel.
Yes, and they do the schnitzel there, not with veal, but with chicken, because Wolfgang thought that it would be more accepted by the Floridian, guests, by the population there than veal. I thought that was interesting, but his mom always made it with veal.
Yeah, and the kids had pizzas.
The kids
are
had
these from
awesome pizzas. Yeah, no, they had really good pizzas. They were like brick oven, thin crust pizzas. They weren't like your, typical fluffy kids circular pizza. They were delicious. My 11-year-old niece, my son, and my daughter had one. They were so good.
Okay, good. All right. Was this Wolfgang too, or is that Il Molino?
Yes. So that is an appetizer that they bring out. It's homemade mozzarella with homemade guacamole, tomato, and balsamic, which sounds crazy, but it's absolutely delicious.
It sounds delicious.
So good.
Is that Wolfgang or Il Molino?
Yeah, that's Wolfgang. You see Cam chowing down a pizza in the background. It is all homemade bread that they bring out for you to have as an appetizer. So that's like a sourdough mixed with a focaccia right there. The focaccia has baby tomatoes that are roasted on top with olive oil and rosemary.
Nice. Really
so
nice.
Good. And I will tell you, we had drinks. It was my mother-in-law's birthday, so they brought that out for her. And that was big enough, because the photo is deceptive. It was a giant mug that was big enough for all 5 of us to share.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this looks like a really nice meal, and it's not like super expensive either.
I was just going to say, and the meal did not break our bank. We had drinks, we had nice things, steak, the schnitzel, the pizza, everything. And it did not break the bank at all. One of the most reasonable meals that I had in July.
And that's at Disney Springs, kind of by Is it by the Coke store?
So we got
I'm trying to
dropped
think.
off. It's kind of by the Coke store. Yeah, you walk around and behind, like kind of into an alley, not an alley, but you know how they're outdoor, into like a strip right behind there. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. I think we need to try it, Dave. That steak looks shareable, Mandie.
It was totally shareable. I did not know how big it was, and I could not eat the whole thing. I had half a steak left.
If you have an appetizer, maybe, and then that, you could definitely share that as a couple.
Yes, absolutely. And the atmosphere there is really nice. It's very modern. It's an open kitchen. You have floor to ceiling glass in the front, very modern, like restoration hardware style lighting, lots of natural wood, black wrought iron. I know, that's important for some people, the atmosphere. And the atmosphere was really cool. It was a bit loud, I will say, but not like to the point where I felt it was overwhelming or anything.
Okay. You could hold a conversation there.
Yeah. Me and my mother-in-law talk a lot.
We've been talking about it. Hey, Tom, he's in Hawaii.
Oh my God, you're tuning in from Hawaii.
We were looking at the menu, and there's everything from burgers to steak and seafood and pasta dishes and pizza. So there's something for everybody there, really.
That's one of the things I love about it the most is you can do it as a lunch, you can do it as a dinner. Anybody who's going, you got a picky eater, you got somebody who wants something fancy. It fits everything. It goes across the board,
Yeah, I definitely think we're going to maybe try it in September. So then you wanted to talk to me about Il Mulino, which is at the Swan, which is Italian food. It's a signature Italian restaurant at the Swan. What do we got here?
So Il Mulino was the most reasonable meal that we had cost-wise. So we'll just start there. We ate at a lot of nice places, and we did a mostly resort stay, just so everybody knows, in July. So we dined at, we made dinner like a big deal every night. And this was one of the most reasonable meals we had. It is a signature. I am Italian, so I will tell you, I do hesitate doing a signature pasta spot.
Right.
But I think that this place was worth every penny. The food was amazing. The pasta's like handmade. The linguine and clam sauce was covered in linguine. It was covered in clams.
Right.
My daughter is obsessed with linguine and clam sauce. That's her favorite meal. She will eat clams all day. She needs an adult-sized portion. She's 3 years old, but she will eat all of it. She will not touch the pasta. She will eat all of the clams. So she was satisfied and she was full after that. So that'll tell you how much clams is in that linguine and clam sauce. It was a lot. The food was all super fresh. The wine list was amazing. All the wine was so good. It was hard for us to make a decision as to which one we were going to choose because the wine list was that good. The atmosphere was absolutely lovely. It's like a low light kind of Italian spot, wine bottles everywhere. Just really nice. And but you still felt like you could bring the kids there, I'm going back to Il Mulino when I go in a couple weeks in October. So that'll tell you how much I liked it. I just ate there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really
That's
good.
really awesome. Cool.
A lot of people write off
the
restaurants over there.
Well, yeah, the Swan and Dolphin have a lot of restaurants. Blue Zoo. Somebody said they had a bad experience at Shula's lately, but I had a good experience at Blue Zoo. I will say something about Il Mulino my mother did not like. At the end of the meal, did they still bring the limoncello? The complimentary limoncello? She said it tasted like floor cleaner.
So it tastes like really bad Skittles, like really, like Skittles that got wet or something.
How could Skittles taste bad?
They're like, this is our complimentary limoncello, and she was like, "Oh, okay," and she took it, and it was gross.
Very, very sugary. So if you're like, I'm used to good limoncello that's made like at home. You the same, Tony? Yeah, it's way too sweet.
Yeah.
Travis, just stick with the pasta, right, Travis? I got you.
Yeah. That looks amazing.
It does.
Yeah.
And Chris says the arancini, which are rice balls at Il Mulino, were spectacular, and the tiramisu was fantastic. but him and his wife were not crazy about their entrees. Yeah, that's okay.
That is. I wonder what you ordered. Chris, tell us what you ordered. I'm just interested to know because I'm going back in a couple weeks and I'm going to avoid that.
So while we're talking about Italian, I want to tell you guys a much panned Italian restaurant at Disney that people say is just like Olive Garden is Tony's Town Square. Tony's Town Square gets a really bad rap, has for years. A certain podcaster talks about it like it's the worst restaurant on earth. Michael and I went last Friday night we went. We had gotten a last minute reservation. I wanted someplace to sit down with him at Magic Kingdom. So we went, and a lot of people have been talking good about it lately. Glenn Kessler, you, Mandie, Judy had said some good things about it. So me and Michael went. We had the fried mozzarella, which is little balls. And he had a pizza, which was a beautiful pizza for him. I mean, it was huge. He wound up taking half of it back to the room and eating it for breakfast for the next 2 days. Chris said he had the saltimbocca and his wife had the rigatoni.
Okay, I will not order those.
At Tony's, I had a shrimp Alfredo type dish, which was really good. The shrimp were nice. Is this the gnocchi you talk about, Mandie, that you love? Or
yes, that is the gnocchi that I love.
My mother got that last Christmas.
Yes, they don't have it on the current menu. I pray every day they bring it back.
She really enjoyed that. So
it was so good, Tony, because it was not gnocchi doused in like a heavy sauce. It was gnocchi lightly pan fried with salt and pepper and vegetables, and then put over like a little bit of cream sauce.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Gnocchi is so heavy to begin with, and then most restaurants douse it in marinara and cheese, and it's like it's too heavy at that point. The way they did it was so fresh and delicious. Yeah, I can't wait for them to bring it back. Your mother did enjoy it, right?
My mother loved it, and if she didn't love it, she would have told me.
I love her. I love Phyllis.
What? Your mom speaking her mind? I can't believe it. Seriously.
Yeah. So Dave, you want to tell us about your brunch last Sunday? Maybe we should have had Scott and Karen on.
I know, right?
Tony's gets a bad rap because it was bad years ago. It's a shame. Yeah, it was bad years ago. I admit it.
But it really is so good now.
Tony's.
Oh, yeah.
So Scott and Karen and Dave and Veronica had brunch at House of Blues last Sunday. A lot of people don't, they cherish their mornings at Disney so much that they don't want to go to Disney Springs in the morning for brunch. And it's a real shame because there are some really great brunches available at Disney Springs if you're willing to do it on a Saturday or Sunday. This is a Sunday brunch. It says from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The full menu is available in 10 to 12. You have to order off this menu. This menu is available till 2 p.m. I know I just broke up for a minute there. This menu is available until 2 p.m. on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And the prices don't look too crazy. I mean, the steak and eggs are $26, but the steak and eggs at Topolino's are $42. So,
yeah.
But you can order more than one entree.
Well, that's true. That's true. But you had the chicken and donuts, Dave. Those are $16.
Mm-hmm. That looks good.
Yeah, that's buttermilk chicken and maple donuts with bacon on them. And it had a bourbon maple syrup.
And one thing, I'm having trouble.
And it was delicious.
Sorry, guys.
Talk about a Sunday fun day. That looks so good. Is that a Bloody Mary, Dave?
That is a Bloody Mary. And they had unlimited Bloody Marys and mimosas for, I think it was $15.
Yummy.
We noticed that, I'm a Bloody Mary connoisseur, sort of. So these were kind of so-so Bloody Marys. They were okay. We noticed that the mimosas and the Bloody Marys weren't quite The
Sure.
alcohol wasn't quite enough in there, but that's okay.
Okay.
But we ordered a few, so
Yeah.
that made
They're
up
not
for it.
on this. The price isn't on this menu for that.
No, I think it's $15. Yeah, so that's an added $15, but it's worth it because a regular drink is almost $15 anywhere in Disney
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
do you know
that
what
is
this
the
is? This is the burrito, right?
That's the burrito. Karen had that, and the picture doesn't do it justice. It was huge, humongous. I don't know if she even ate the whole thing because you could definitely share that. You could have shared. Actually, you could have shared the chicken and donuts also. That was it was big too.
So that burrito, I can't read that. Yeah, that's $15. $15.
Burrito 15, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And is this a hash?
Yeah, it's the eggs on top, and it had the pickled onions and stuff on there. And in fact, I almost got that, and I didn't. I changed my mind at the end because I really don't do donuts and pastries, but I just for some reason decided to go that way, and I did it, and it was really good. But Scott was really happy with this meal, so he said he'd do this one again. So yeah, that was good.
A great point now is that Epcot doesn't open till 11. So that morning before Epcot, you can fill it with a brunch. If you're going to do Epcot on a Sunday, that's a great time to do a brunch, enjoy yourself, wake up late a little bit, and head over to Epcot.
Mm-hmm. And Veronica had, I don't think I have a picture of Veronica's meal, but she just had some eggs and bacon. And with an upcharge for $3, she could get this. With her meal, biscuits and gravy, and I was talking about getting some biscuits and gravy on the side, just because I love biscuits and gravy, and I only do it like maybe once or twice a year. And so we got it on her meal because it was cheaper. Hers was like $3, I think it was $4 if I got it separately. So I got her biscuits and gravy, and it was good. The biscuit was great, the gravy was decent, and really good. I can't talk. I can't say enough about the food. It was really good.
And I'm just looking at the prices. It isn't that expensive. That's not that much more expensive than going to Cracker Barrel on a weekend.
No.
And the amount of food you saw the if you can bring back the picture of the donuts and chicken and donuts. The picture doesn't do it justice. The chicken breasts were really big, and the donuts, of course. I think I only ate one of the donuts. I think I gave the other donut away.
So those are full-size donuts, Dave, not mini?
Yeah, those are full-size donuts. Yeah, with a lot of bacon. You can see all the bacon chips on them, Mandie. All those bacon chips. And it had a sriracha sauce. This picture, you can't really see it. I had another picture. You can kind of see the sriracha sauce, which is everything I love. I love maple. I love bacon, and I love chicken. And the donuts together with all that, the little sweetness and the bourbon, maple syrup was just, everything just went together so perfect. It was really good.
That's awesome.
Definitely recommend this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. And isn't that a marvelous picture too? That was
It is a marvelous picture.
That could go in a calendar, Dave.
Yeah, that's Jeff Opolka.
We need the 2021-22 foodie crusher calendar.
There we go.
Jeff Opolka taught me right. He taught me very well.
So someplace Mandie threw in a wrench at the last minute. She said, "Let's talk about Grand Floridian Cafe."
I didn't mean to throw a wrench in, but I was like, "That's an overlooked one."
It really is. There's Cam eating a burger.
My kids love this place. When I tell them that
Michael does too.
When I tell them we're going to Grand Floridian Cafe, they're like, "Yes, that's so great, awesome!" And they don't do that for I tell them we're going to Chef Mickey's. They're like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah,
they really like the food.
So Dave, I couldn't find a picture of your burger. You get the burger with lobster thermidor on it, but I didn't have a picture of that. This is the regular eggs Benedict, but I've also had the lobster eggs Benedict there too, which is very good. I only have a half picture of that because Dominic and I split an order of lobster eggs Benedict and chicken and waffles when I went for Dominic's birthday. So I just have a half of a lobster eggs Benedict.
So they're known for doing lunch, like breakfast all through the day.
Right. And
the menu doesn't change. You can order whatever you want at any time. And then the other thing that they're known for is the burger with the thermidor and the chicken and waffles. Just, for people who aren't familiar, that's what you get. And the chicken with waffles is like a cornflake chicken with like a maple syrupy kind of sauce. It's phenomenal. It's very good.
And the thing, what Mandie's saying about breakfast and lunch, all from 7 o'clock in the morning till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that's not just a weekend thing. That's 7 days a week. You could order. Dave did shrimp cocktail for breakfast, or you can order, chicken and
Why are you
chicken and
laughing?
waffles for lunch.
Why are you laughing? That was marvelous for breakfast. Oh my God! Look at the greens.
Looks very refreshing with the citrus and the
Yeah, it was. It was great. A little avocado right there.
And I went there for dinner with Michael and had this pork chop that was so juicy and amazing. It was really good.
It was as good as the pork at Be Our Guest?
It was much better than the pork at Be Our Guest that your husband had, yes. I think this picture is Auntie Judy's, I'll be honest with you. This was the sampler of the Benedicts. It was in my folder from my G3 pictures, but I know that I didn't eat that. So that might have been Auntie Judy's.
Yeah, that looks good. That looks like there's some lobster on there.
Yeah. The Eggs Benedict with lobster had a lot of lobster on it when Dominic and I had it too. So
yeah, that looks like a ton of lobster on that.
Yeah, it really does. So
I love that they serve breakfast and lunch from, all the way through the afternoon, because it doesn't matter really. That's the chicken and waffle, or the dinner version of
that's the dinner chicken. Michael gets that for dinner too.
I love it because it doesn't really matter what time you get a reservation, because you can work in whatever kind of meal you want, breakfast, lunch, whatever. It's easy going. And the atmosphere there is beautiful. It's all windows, looks out on the Grand Floridian, very, very pretty, light and airy, very comfortable too. I've never had bad service there either, which, I go to quite a bit. So sometimes things happen, but I have never had bad service there. They always go above and beyond and do a great job. Before COVID, I was able to walk in there constantly just without a reservation.
Scott says the chicken and waffles are no longer a special, which is true. It's a regular menu item now. Yeah. And Scott and Karen and Dave and Veronica and I, as locals there's no tram service. How many days has it been, Scott? No trams. As locals, we will make a reservation there, have breakfast there, and take the monorail to Magic Kingdom. I know there's a 3-hour limit when you do that, but usually we're not in Magic Kingdom more than 3 hours, so it's not a big deal. So just keep that in mind. So
I can't say enough about it.
When we were there in July, Cam, Avery, and I got that reservation day of too.
Yeah.
Dinner reservations, we were going through. Cam saw Grand Floridian Cafe, and that was it. That's where we were eating. He was stoked.
Cool.
She looked like she didn't like that at all. Look at them.
They don't look like
happy. They don't look like they're liking it.
They really do.
Do they still have that dessert sampler? I remember they used to have this sampler dessert. It was good. Yeah.
He offered
520 days free the trams. I heard the Night of a Million Lights has trams. So our friend Amanda Bond, I hope she doesn't mind that I stole her pictures because I didn't tell her beforehand. Her and her family had dinner at Sebastian's Bistro, which is it's a price fixed meal. It's kind of like Ohana that you go there and you get a set menu served family style. These are the pull apart rolls, and that's like a maple bacon jam.
They look phenomenal.
Yeah. And there's like a mojo pork, a chicken, and a chimichurri beef, and broccolini, which we all know Disney made a deal with the broccolini people because there's broccolini on every menu this year. There's some curried vegetables. Actually, I have a better picture of that. Amanda said those curry vegetables were the best thing. And cilantro, rice, and beans. My friend Amanda, before this reservation, had one job from me, and that was to ask them if you can get the rice without the cilantro, and she forgot to ask. So,
oh man,
it's okay.
Yes,
and then,
Your nephew ate the whole
Yes.
cheeseburger.
Yes. And the dessert is similar to the Ohana bread pudding. It's like a pineapple bread pudding. So with ice cream.
Amanda said this meal was fantastic too. She said she really, really liked it.
All right. I'm going to turn this off. I'm having a problem with my internet. Okay. Yeah, she really liked it. So you want to talk about Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar, which is a non-reservation. It's a lounge, but it has a menu with food. We had a great meal there. These are the nachos. If you look in the background, those are some I think those are ahi tacos, Dave, maybe?
Yeah, those look like the ahi tuna nachos with the jalapenos on top. Yes.
Yeah,
and the
those are the
flatbread
tacos.
behind it. Yes.
And you had the flatbread. And those, unfortunately, those are the best pictures I had. Those are my wings. Jeff Apoka had a better picture of wings last week with him and Travis when Travis was there. These were like some teriyaki wings because Michael didn't want the spicy. I would have preferred the buffalo wings. Travis is like, those are Karen's tacos. Karen had tacos. And it looks like Kevin had a Guinness.
Kevin Curtis Allen.
Yes. So. And Scott was there too, but Kevin was the one drinking.
Mm-hmm. So. I'm sure.
Yeah, he drinks way too much there, doesn't he?
Kevin? Oh, that paper Kevin is a lush.
Yeah, he is. I want to go over to Epcot and talk a little bit about Beer Garden because that's one of that's a restaurant that there's always same day reservations available for Beer Garden.
I don't want to talk about that one though, because that's my grandmother's favorite restaurant in all of Disney World. And I'm always able to get her a reservation.
Yeah. Cause
there's talk about that.
There's literally always same day reservations for Beer Garden, which is weird because when you talk to our friends like the Austins, they love Beer Garden. I know Christopher Trell loves Beer Garden. The Gingers love Beer Garden. So I don't know why, but there's always availability there. Right now they're doing family style instead of buffet. So when you get to the table, this was waiting for us, this bowl of pretzels with a mustard dipping sauce. And then we got these cold salads. There was a tomato and cucumber salad, a potato salad, and a macaroni salad.
Yes.
And they were all really
like the family style that they're doing. I mean, that's nicer than going up to the buffet, in my opinion.
Especially as a mother with young kids, because I'm sure you have to go out but make a plate for one and then go make a plate for the other one. Yeah, I know. And then you get all the meats. You get, the bratwurst, the sausages, the roasted chicken, the meatballs. There's some sauerkraut, some red cabbage, some spatzel. And
so good there.
Yeah. And then there's a more kid-friendly plate, but everybody gets it because there were no kids at our table. We got it. That's their schnitzel, which was kind of like a chicken nugget. It was not Wolfgang schnitzel. Let's put it that way. No. Macaroni and cheese and a sausage that was more of a hot dog type sausage and just some generic green beans.
Mm-hmm. But the food there is always spot on. It's always good. The entertainment's fantastic. I always have such a good time at that restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah. Dan loves that meat. I think him and Noah like the meatballs. He told me once. So the entertainment came out just about every half hour when we were there in February. We were there with good friends. We were there with Judy and Deirdre and Kurt and Ken and Samantha and Wendy Fox.
That's
Samantha
awesome.
Kuhn. Yeah. The dessert was nice. There was a cheesecake, there was a Black Forest cake, and there were some generic cookies. And that's just the Black Forest cake. There was an apple strudel too. It came on a separate plate, which I guess I don't have a picture of here. But there was a strudel. So I thought that's what the other picture was, but it's not.
Yeah.
So that came separately. So yeah, Beer Garden is really good.
Another fun thing about Beer Garden too that people don't realize is if you're a smaller party, like a party of 4, like it's just Chris, me, and the kids, they'll sit you next to, well, COVID now, but during normal times, they will sit you next to, different people. And Chris and I are big on like dining at the bar, dining at like group communal tables because we love talking to people. If you like talking to people and meeting people, that restaurant's so fun because you get to dine next to people and get to know them and hang out, which I love at Disney because everybody's so happy at Disney for the most part. Like when we go to Flying Fish when it's open, we sit at the bar on purpose because we want to talk to other people.
Right.
So I actually truly love that part of it. It makes it a unique experience.
Absolutely. Samantha is a pescatarian, and she had a vegetarian platter. They brought her a separate plate of meat, and she says she loved her vegetarian meal too. So that
Mandie,
was it.
I have to agree with Mandie. That's what Veronica and I do a lot of times, especially at Raglan Road, is we don't get a reservation. We go straight to the bar, and we've met some awesome people at the bar just hanging out, and a lot of times the bartenders are awesome too. And and it's great. Absolutely amazing.
One time, here's a funny story about sitting at the bar. One time my husband left our Tables in Wonderland card at another place. As you know, you don't get replacements of Tables in Wonderland cards. You lose your money. We had just gotten it too. So that would have been $150 goodbye at the time.
Oh.
We are telling the bartender at the Flying Fish, and she's like, "Oh, where were you? Okay, And then she comes back. She goes, "You can go pick up your Tables in Wonderland card. It's at such and such restaurant. I traced it back and I found it for you."
Oh wow!
So talking to people does help.
Absolutely. So we had an interesting experience at Ale and Compass in February because this table of rowdy people had a not so great experience. And this table of calm people had a great experience. And we were there at the same time on the same night. So I don't know if it was just our server or what. Who's there? Is that my friend?
Avery is having a little temper tantrum because she can't go live right now.
Oh, she could say hello.
I'm sure that she is probably naked and
that's like Michael. Michael knows the rule. If he wants to come on camera, he's got to have a shirt on. That's the rule.
Yeah, makeup and wardrobe. It's gotta have it. You gotta have it.
Yeah. So you look at this bowl in front of Chad. This was a chowder, and did it have like a pastry crust or something? It was some kind of seafood.
It's called the seafood souffle, and it comes out with like a big pastry on top of it, like a souffle, and then underneath is like the chowder. It was phenomenal when it came out. It's like a whole big muffin top,
and it's humongous.
Yes.
Scott says pants are optional, but she's got to have a shirt on.
Yeah.
We waited for hours for our food. It was bizarre because we were actually seated first.
I remember that. It was
you guys had a great experience, and but I had this is very similar to what I had at Tony's, but it was a shrimp pasta dish, which I really enjoyed. Michael had a basic burger, which looked really good. So I don't know. I've had good experiences at Ale and Compass in the past, so I think we just threw them for a loop, showing up 20 people at one time.
Yeah, and it was like in the height of the COVID restrictions with the tables that they were having to organize, all the tables.
Yeah.
I think the server didn't know what to
do. Yeah, so I think we'll give them a second chance. You've had good experiences at the lounge, right? The Ale and Compass Lounge?
I've had tons of good experiences at the lounge and the restaurant. I like Ale and Compass for breakfast. I like Ale and Compass for dinner. I get, reservations day before, day of. A lot of the time, it has been filling up now because I think people are starting to realize with Yachtsman being closed that they have some of those items.
Right.
But
we should have moved our table.
But I do. We should have moved it. But I love it there, and I like the lounge a lot. We pop in the lounge. Like if we don't have dinner reservation, we'll pop in the lounge after the park and get.
I think we'll give it another try. Maybe during maybe during G3 or maybe during the 50th anniversary because we're going to be over in that area. So
Another thing I do with Ale and Compass is when I'm staying in that area, they are one of the sit-down restaurants that also has mobile takeout.
To go.
Yeah. So I'll order to go from there and take it back to my villa or my room, depending on what we're doing.
We actually
do that more when we have a villa.
Yeah, we actually talked about that last weekend because we were staying at Pop, and the Pop food court is very limited. And we just would have taken the Skyliner, gotten the food, and brought it back and sat at Pop and ate really nice food. but we were just too full from Food and Wine, so we didn't. But oh, I don't know where that came from.
That was just random. That
That
was
was
weird.
That was a
weird.
tasty dish.
Oh, how dare you? That was just weird.
Across the water from Ale and Compass is Trattoria Al Forno. Trattoria Al Forno has a really great breakfast right now without the characters. It's very reasonable. My mom and I had breakfast there. It was like $30. So, like I said, Cracker Barrel prices. This is the tiramisu French toast. She actually had the cream part put on the side because she's sensitive to dairy. She wanted to taste it, but she didn't want too much of it. But I've seen it in its real presentation, and it's really impressive because they put the cream on top and they put the lady finger sticking out of it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. And I had the breakfast pizza, which could have been, I could have shared that with one of my kids. Definitely.
That looks so good.
It really is. They have a pizza oven there. So if you go there for dinner and you want to get a pizza, the pizzas are made right there.
This restaurant has had phenomenal food for a long time, and it is underrated because of where it's located. People don't realize how accessible it is.
Yeah.
So many people don't realize that it's accessible to Hollywood Studios and Epcot. They think because it's at a resort that it's like out of the way.
Right. And all of the Skyliner resorts. So if you're staying at Pop Century, Art of Animation, Caribbean Beach, or Riviera, it's very convenient for breakfast and for dinner. And we've been there for dinner in the past. This is the old dinner. This is old pictures from pre-COVID. This was a carbonara and a cavatelli. So yeah, very good. They were very good. So I had this picture. One of the best character breakfasts was there. Steak and eggs for less than $42. I think it had gone up to 42 by the end, though. There's the end.
And I hope they bring that character breakfast back because it was very, very
good. It had Rapunzel and Flynn Rider and Ariel and Prince Eric. Compared to Rapunzel and Flynn Rider, Ariel and Prince Eric were kind of stiff. They were kind of a downer. I don't know.
You can't really pair anybody with Flynn Rider and Rapunzel because they're the most fun and the best. So
Absolutely.
Everybody else is gonna kind of stink.
Karen said they really enjoyed their meals there. And that's another place that you can get to go. Like Mandy was talking about, you can get mobile order to go from Trattoria Al Forno too, and take it back to your resort if you want. Or you can eat outside. There's tables outside in front of the ice cream shop and the pizza window. So yeah.
Yeah, the boardwalk has about 6 tables outside by the water that are just free. You can grab them, first come, first serve. You can eat whatever you want there.
Yeah.
And that's nice.
Even a public sub.
Yes, even a public sub.
I forgot about this picture. I had promised when we were talking with Kevin about the stroller, I had promised I was going to share this picture with the group. This is not my picture. This is the stroller.
I remember this.
With the table attached. I had forgotten about it, and when I was going through pictures tonight, I saw it, and I know I had promised to share it with you guys. This is the person who brought their own table to Food and Wine, made out of a stroller.
Brilliant.
You gotta love people.
But how do you carry that in the park? I don't know. Whatever.
No, I think it probably folds up. It looks like it might. I don't know. It's hard to tell for this picture.
Right there,
but
it looks like it's half reclined.
Yeah.
Like the back is down, and they haven't fully pulled it in yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well. Yeah. Ingenuity.
Yeah.
Boat rights. Whose favorite is boat rights?
Chris says it's genius. It is genius, Chris.
It is. Yes.
I want to make one myself.
I was
boat
going to
rights
say
is my favorite.
Jeff Polka. And
Jeff likes.
Dave put it up there. It is Jeff Polka.
He said that before too. That boat rights was underrated. Yeah. A place that nobody talks about. People talk about Mexican at Disney. They talk about La Hacienda. They talk about San Angel Inn. Nobody talks about Frontera Cucina, which is Rick Bayless, who is he was Top Chef Master winner. He spent years in Mexico learning how to make Mexican food. Frontera Cucina is in Disney Springs, and it's another place that you could always get a reservation day of. Rich and I went there for our anniversary during our anniversary trip. That's a guacamole. They have different kinds of guacamole. This one had bacon mixed in. They have really spicy ones and various things.
That looks good. That guacamole looks good.
This is a queso fundido, which is that really stretchy cheese.
Yeah.
And this is the carne asada, which I'm sure it's not as good as Dave's carne asada. But
I don't know. It looks good.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, it looks good.
They are all about the tequila at this restaurant. This is the tequila restaurant. So Scott says the taco window at Frontera is the best. So how come you never told me that before, Scott?
I told you now. Okay.
One thing I will tell you, we were on the deluxe dining plan for this trip. My travel agent had arranged this trip for me. It was, when I got the bill, it was probably one of the most expensive 1 credit meals that I had. I mean, we ate at a lot of signature places on this trip, but this meal, I think if we had paid for it, was like $136 or something for the 2 of us to eat.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, I mean, that's what we ate. You just saw it. It wasn't much. So I think we brought the dessert back to the room. So
did that include drinks too?
It could, with the deluxe, you got one adult beverage.
Yeah,
so
that's typical. That's not bad. I mean, really. I mean,
so yeah.
I'm hoping they bring back dining plans.
Yeah. Speaking of bringing back, we heard that on Friday, this restaurant will be reopening.
Yay, Boma!
Oh, look at all those young people. Who are they? Look at that.
Look at those young kids. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Look at Olivia and Zane and Mike.
Look at my husband at Disney with a smile on his face.
I know. It looks like he's enjoying being there.
Yeah. He was so excited to bring you guys to Boma. So
look at that flower shirt I got on. I want that shirt back. I wish I could find that.
Look at that goatee on your face. I want to shave that thing right off right now. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yep. We had fun at Boma. So
it's going to be opening as a buffet.
That is interesting. Do you think they're going to have glass in front of it and they're going to serve to you? Or do you think it's going to be utensils that you grab?
You know, I can't honestly say. I don't know. I hope that they'll have somebody serving behind it.
Yeah.
Just because I would say that regardless. I would always want somebody to serve it. Just who I am. I actually loved all the family style dining that was coming out of this. And that was like one of the things I wanted to stay. But I can see why it's not. The rumor is that if this goes well, that they will be rolling back the other buffets, starting with Crystal Palace.
Interesting.
Well, Crystal Palace's family one isn't getting such good
reviews,
so I understand why they're.
I would have thought that Disney would have seen this as a money saving, because there must be a lot of waste with the buffets.
You and I are in the same, school of thought, because I thought this is great. Everything's going to roll over to family style. They're going to take the buffets out, more room for tables. Then they're going to serve family style, not have as much waste, make this all good. And as somebody who prefers family style to buffet, I was pretty excited about that.
Yeah. And I remember when my kids were little, now Uli's saying she was hoping for prime rib with Tigger. I remember going to Crystal Palace, and my table was over on the other side of the room, and I had to go to the buffet to get the tray for my one kid. And I was like watching Tigger out of one corner of my eye because I didn't want to miss Tigger. It was kind of chaotic. Because Crystal Palace is only family style for bread and dessert. Well, yeah. See, they're not really family style, like you're saying, Scott. Mickey, the Hollywood and Vine is the same way. They're calling it family style, but really, it's not. You're ordering you're getting a salad,
ordering an entree, right?
And you're ordering an entree. So
yeah, but yeah, my family is huge fans of Crystal Palace. It's a tradition since my dad was since it opened to do the breakfast there. So we always do it, but I would have liked it to, I would like it to stay.
Yeah. Now I don't have
ordering an entree, Scott.
I don't have any pictures. We've been very heavy on the Italian tonight. You were talking about Enzo's Hideaway, and Enzo's Hideaway, Maria, and Enzo's are two other places that don't get a lot of attention. And also Pizza Ponte, which is the quick service that's attached to Maria and Enzo's.
The food is phenomenal there. They do a Sunday dinner, like a traditional Sunday dinner with meatballs and gravy and the whole deal. I love it. You know, I send my clients there all the time.
Good.
So,
and Scott and Karen spoke very highly of the Edison. I don't have any pictures of the Edison.
That is with the entertainment too and everything going on. It's got such a cool vibe. The food is good.
Yeah, Maria and Enzo's had Samantha's dad's favorite lasagna of all time. My mom and I didn't bring the pictures up because it's not currently happening. We went to Maria and Enzo's for the brunch, the Sunday brunch, and that was very good, but I don't think they're doing it right now. So I didn't think putting up the pictures was a good idea.
Hopefully it comes back though. A lot of things should come back. They said that everything's going to be fully operational for the 50th. So we have a lot of things that's supposed to be open.
Yeah, including Space 220. So we'll see.
So Space 220 has been given so many opening dates. I will not even commit.
I know. So the last place I have pictures of was something I talked to Scott and Karen about last week on the Mickey File podcast. Nine Dragons reopened quietly. We didn't even know it was reopened. And I've always been a cheerleader for Nine Dragons. People say, I can get Chinese food at home, which is true, but you can get pizza at home and burgers at home and Mexican at home and breakfast at home. No. So, and I'm a big fan of the appetizers. These are the bao. This is General Tso's bao. And they were really good. Pot stickers because I had my kids with me and they like pot stickers. So
we love to do the steam baskets there.
Yeah, this is a duck bao, which was really good. You made your own kind of little sandwich with the duck and the bao bun. Nice. Again, the kids egg rolls because the kids like the egg rolls. And I'll tell you, these appetizers were cheaper now. I don't know now that they just reopened. These were cheaper than Yak and Yeti. And that's the thing. People, they love Yak and Yeti, but they hate Nine Dragons. And I don't get it because that's the same thing. It's you can get it cheaper at home, you said, but you'll eat it at Yak and Yeti, but not at Nine Dragons. The orange chicken, I say to order interesting things, but when you have kids with you, they want the orange chicken. So,
yeah.
But, and this was some kind of pork belly.
The pork belly. Yeah. Chris loves that. It's really, really good.
Yeah. So if you're going to go there, order the interesting things. Uli says it's like a Chinese fajita. They give you the ingredients and you make your own meal. Yeah, that's right.
And Jeff Opolka loves Nine Dragons too.
Yeah, so. Jeff loves it too. That's another orange. That must be the sesame chicken because it has sesame seeds on it. But it looks suspiciously like the orange chicken. I don't know.
What's up with that? I talk to that's in the know always likes Nine Dragons.
Yeah.
The ones that I don't know. People that kind of rub it off, I think, are have never experienced it. They don't know.
But this was really good. This General Tso's bao, it was really, really good. So
yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. So give it a chance, and if you're not sure about things on the menu, try some of the appetizers. Scott is calling me. Why is Scott calling me? Oh, he said. Oh, Scott sent me 4 pictures of the Edison. Let's see. Nice. Talk amongst yourselves.
I've never.
Go ahead. Sorry, Dave.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say a good point about Nine Dragons too is that kids love Chinese food. So if you're a mom like me with picky eaters, they will eat Chinese food, which sounds so bizarre, but it's a food like pizza, Chinese food. They know these kinds of things.
Right.
So you
it's definitely a go-to.
And they'll eat it. They like the lo mein, they like the rice, they like the the spring rolls. So it's a good option to have.
Yeah, you can always find something for somebody with it. We do that. So, and I've never been to Nine Dragons all these years. I don't know why, and it's not because people. I get there's a lot of negativity. A lot of times people give it, but I don't know why. I trust my sensei, my sister-in-law Tony Ann, and she says she loves it, and Jeff. So I'm gonna definitely have to try it.
One thing to know about Nine Dragons, though, is that if you can, you want to be sat like in the front, not in the main room. It can be a little loud acoustically in there.
It can be.
Yeah.
It can be. Yeah.
And also, I don't want to go back to the beginning of the show, but when we were at House of Blues, another one that has been getting a lot of love lately is City Works. And
yeah.
I tried it for the first time, or we all did, and it was really good. And not only that, but if you sit outside, there's a little bar area, and you can see out across over to the House of Blues. And if you wanted to sit there and eat and have a drink and people watch, that is the most perfect spot because you can hear the music from House of Blues, and it's just in a perfect little location. It's really cool. And the food, it's so, but I haven't really tried a lot of it, so I'm gonna have to give it another try. But I know that Veronica and quite a few other people had some different things than I did and enjoyed it. So,
and I think the thing we're learning here is that we need to like listen to Jeff Apolka because he tries all this stuff.
Knows what he's doing.
Well, that's why we went there because he said you need to try City Works, and we did, and it was really cool. I'm looking forward to going back there again. So.
Did you try the brunch? Because Jeff is saying the brunch is where it's at.
No. But I will. Now that he said to, I'm going to do it now.
All right. These are Scott's pictures of the Edison. This is the clothesline bacon. I think it's candied bacon. That it's supposed to be like a thick bacon. Yeah. And then they had a burger. So there's something for picky eaters there too. And this looks like a salad of some sort. That looks like the pig ear salad. I had it. It's not though. I don't know what kind of salad it is. What kind of salad is that, Scott and Karen? Wish I could flip it.
Maybe it's like a club because it's got chicken, fried onion, cucumber. It looks like red pepper, tomato. So it might be like their spin on a club, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Could be. Uli likes the clothesline bacon.
Yeah, everything is right about that picture. Everything. I just want to eat that picture right now.
There's so many places to try. There's so many places to try and just not enough time, I think. But Scott said it's probably a Cobb salad of some sort.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Mandie, thank you so much. You got anything going on? You said you have your ear sale next week or next month.
You can find me at the Minnie Mouse Mama, as Dave has put there. Yeah, I have my live sale going on at Everything Disney and Disney Inspired. It'll be September 2nd. So join that group regardless because it's fun Disney stuff to buy, handmade by, crafty people. But you join it to come to my live. I'd love to see you there for my ears and my headbands and stuff like that I do. But no, otherwise I'm around. You all know where to find me.
She's on the Disney Spot on Facebook, and she's always on Friends of the Disney Crush too. Yeah. And if you need any help planning your trip, I highly recommend you reach out to Mandie because she is very responsive and she just bends over backwards for her clients. So
I love my travel clients. It's so fun to plan all the trips to get to know people.
Scott says the grilled cheese and tomato soup at the Edison are apparently delicious.
It's very good. Yes. I just had a client there this weekend, couples trip. Fun thing with the Edison is to do like a 8:30 reservation. You and, the husband, you and the wife, whatever, get some tomato soup and grilled cheese, watch the dancers and the sing. Like it's just a fun atmosphere. It's a steampunk burlesque atmosphere. So it's
nice,
really cool.
Nice. That's awesome. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us for the Disney Crush Tuesday night live stream. Scott and Karen from Mickey Fowl will be here next week in this time slot. And we just appreciate you guys so much for joining us. And thank you, Mandie, for coming on once a month.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. All right, Dave. You said you're editing the podcast. It's edited. It's
pretty close to being done. Yeah, little technical difficulties, but we're working on it. That's typical in podcasting.
It's only $199. We'll get it right eventually.
Yeah, hey, 1,000. We could do 1,000.
We'll get
What'd
it
you say,
done.
Mandy? What?
It's 199.
That's it. That's it. I know, right? So crazy. Wow. 199. 200's coming up.
So this week's episode we talked a little bit about food and wine. So that's what the show's about. Half of food and wine before Scott and Karen got there.
Thank you, Jeff. That's very sweet.
All right, guys. You guys have a good week. Join us at Friends of the Disney Crush. And the Disney Crush podcast comes out tomorrow night. All right, guys. Have a good week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.